Hello. I don't have a YouTube following and I'm nobody, but I think this message needs to be sent out. I'm a recovering alcoholic addict. And back in the 70s, I'm 71 years old right now, but in the 70s I was a chef and cooked professionally for 16 years. One weekend, one Friday night, I decided I was going to get primed for a party. I went to the service bartender, person who makes drinks for the patrons, and I told him to take a 16-ounce tumbler, fill it half full of Everclear, 190 grain alcohol, half full of 151 Bacardi, and put a touch of Coke on it. Took some convincing for that man to pour that drink, but he did. I drank it. I had an hour left in my shift. I drank the one drink. I went back for a second drink. Took some more convincing, but he poured it. I clocked out. Went to my roommate, and I apparently told him what I had consumed, because he told me as soon as I got in the passenger side of the car, I slumped underneath the dashboard. My body turned gray and my eyes did a number back and forth uncontrollably. So he rushed me to the hospital. Went into ER. The doctor thought I was messing with him, so he took a 16-gauge needle, about the size of pencil lead, and he stuck it in my arm, take a blood sample. I didn't flinch, I didn't move, my eyes kept doing a number back and forth. He said, maybe this guy isn't fooling. He rushed the blood sample back to the lab. It came back 25.0% pure alcohol. At 0.01, you're drunk. 1/10 of 1%. I was 25%. And he looked at my roommate. He said, this guy should have been dead an hour ago. If he makes it through the night, it'll be a miracle. In the first hour in the ER, I was medically pronounced dead. Pulled a sheet over my head, write out the death certificate, and call it a day. What I know today, and I did not know back then, was that God intervened and he brought me back to life. I spent 13 days in a coma, 3 weeks in the hospital. Upon discharge of the hospital, the doctor gave me my death certificate and my discharge papers. And I went up to my drinking friends. I said, party's on. You can't kill me. Here's my death certificate. How naive was I? And I didn't stop drinking and drugging at that point either. And I was agnostic, bordering on atheist at that point. In 1983, I got sober, July 22nd, 1983. And I haven't touched a drink or a drop since then. I'm 42 years clean and sober. My point being, when you get into the program of Alcoholics Anonymous, I did, AA wants you to find a power greater than yourself, a higher power. And I was agnostic, bordering on atheist. I didn't want any higher power. So I just called him Big Guy, for lack of a better term. Well, 7 years sober, I come down with stage 4 stomach cancer. You couldn't touch my stomach. I hadn't eaten for a week. I couldn't sleep for a week. I was married at the time. I lost my wife 5 years ago. She died of renal failure. However, my wife, on Friday, I went to a doctor. Doctor did the biopsy, did the testing. He said, you got stage 4 stomach cancer, you got 6 months to live, you better get your papers in order. I went to a second doctor. The second doctor did the same test, did the same results, and he said, sorry, but you're gonna die. Went to a third doctor. I'm stubborn that way. Third doctor told me the exact same thing. I went home. My wife was working at the University of Utah Neurology Department. And I got in the bathtub. It was in the hottest water I could stand, because that was the most comfortable place I could be, and I was in a tight fetal position. And I looked up, not knowing there was a God, didn't believe there was. And I said, God, if you're up there, I need help. If you can't help me, I'm screwed. Something to that effect. Well, that night, I ate a little bit of dinner, and went to bed. I slept pretty good that night. That was on Friday night. Saturday, I woke up, I ate breakfast, a full breakfast. I went out and I played volleyball and ate a lunch, ate dinner, slept like real good that night, Saturday night. Sunday morning, I eat breakfast, I go out, I chop down a couple trees in my backyard. I'm feeling great. I ate lunch, I ate dinner, I slept like a baby. Monday morning, I go back to this first doctor. I said, I'm feeling great. You must have misdiagnosed me. Something's wrong here. And he did, pardon me, he did his testing again, and he said, I don't know what to tell you. It's not in remission. It's 100% gone. I said, that's weird. I went back to the second doctor. The second doctor did the same thing, testing, diagnosing, and he says, once again, it's not in remission. It is totally gone, like it's never been there. I didn't need to go to the third doctor. I believe those two. I went home and I did my first prayer I've done in way too many years. And I thank God for his salvation. I thank God that he was able to restore me to health. I didn't deserve it. I don't know why he did it. I had to quit questioning though. But I know as of that very moment when I got home and I knew I was cancer free, that there is only one thing, one entity in this entire universe that could relieve a person with stage 4 stomach cancer, and that's God himself. Now I don't know if this will help anybody, but I know for a fact that God is there, and he will help you if you ask him. Thanks for listening.